If you are a woman who has journeyed beyond the age of 60, I would like to take a quiet and contemplative moment with you. I wish to speak not as a doctor lecturing from a distant podium, but as one woman to another, in a space of shared understanding, heart to heart. Because there is a deeply personal and often unspoken part of life that a great many women quietly and privately mourn, without ever allowing a single word of their grief to be spoken aloud. I am referring to that soft, sacred, and beautiful intimacy that, at one time in your life, felt so completely natural, so wonderfully easy, so quintessentially you. If you have personally noticed that your own innate desire seems to be fading, if the simple act of touch now feels more like a mechanical routine than a profound and heartfelt connection, or if that brilliant inner glow that once felt so utterly unmistakable now seems to be perpetually just out of your reach, please know with every fiber of your being that you are so very far from being alone in this experience. But here is something of profound importance that I need you to hear as clearly and as unequivocally as I can possibly say it. This is absolutely not your final chapter. And it is most certainly not just a normal part of the aging process that you must simply and passively accept as your unchangeable fate. My name is Dr. Lily Stones. I have dedicated more than 3 decades of my professional life to the deeply rewarding practice of helping women to navigate the intricate and often challenging journey of their post-menopausal health. And in that extensive period of time, I have come to realize something that is both simple and deeply empowering. Many of the most meaningful and lasting positive changes in our health and well-being do not begin in a pharmacy. They begin, in fact, in your very own kitchen. Specifically, they can begin with 5 simple, humble, and readily available fruits that have the remarkable and scientifically backed capacity to gently and lovingly guide your body back toward a state of natural balance, of renewed vitality, and of fulfilling intimacy. In today's comprehensive discussion, I will carefully and thoughtfully walk you through each and every one of these magnificent fruits, explaining in detail what it does for your body, why it works from a physiological perspective, and how you can seamlessly and joyfully make it a consistent part of your own daily rhythm. Please understand, these are not presented as miracle cures, and they will not completely change your life overnight. But when they are used with consistency and with intention, they work to deeply nourish the very foundational systems that provide unwavering support for your sensual wellness, your intricate network of blood flow, the delicate equilibrium of your hormonal balance, the restorative quality of your sleep, and the overall comfort of your pelvic region. So, if you have found yourself quietly wondering, is it simply too late for me to feel like myself again? Then I can assure you, this message is unequivocally for you. Before we begin our journey of discovery together, I would like to invite you to like this video, to subscribe to our channel, and to click the notification bell. Here at Elderare Wellness, we are passionately committed to offering practical, evidence-based support and guidance for women just like you. Women who believe, as I do, that both life and love can still be incredibly rich, deeply meaningful, and wonderfully vibrant at every single stage of our existence. Let us begin this beautiful journey together, starting with one small and unassuming fruit that is quietly but profoundly making a very big difference in the lives of so many women. Fruit Fate 1. Red grapes for revitalized circulation. The first fruit on our journey is the humble yet potent red grape. Yes, the very same kind that you might casually toss into a summer salad or enjoy as a refreshing and simple afternoon snack. But hidden inside these unassuming little orbs is a powerful and remarkable natural compound that plays an absolutely pivotal role in the sacred process of restoring what the passage of time so often seeks to diminish, a state of healthy and robust circulation. One of my dear patients, a wonderful woman named Joanne, who was a retired teacher, once shared something with me in the quiet confidence of my office that has stuck with me ever since. She said, "I still love my husband so very much, Dr. Stones, but I feel as if my own body has gone completely silent. It is like I am physically here, but the real me is not." That sentiment struck a very deep and resonant chord within me, because for so many women, The issue is not about a loss of love or a decline in their physical attraction to their partner. It is, at its very core, about a profound and often painful feeling of being disconnected from their own bodies. And the very first step on the journey back to that connection, more often than not, begins with something as fundamental and as beautifully simple as restoring healthy blood flow. Red grapes are exceptionally rich in a natural antioxidant compound that is known as resveratrol. An extensive and growing body of scientific research, much of which has been published by the National Institutes of Health (NICE), has conclusively shown that resveratrol actively helps our blood vessels to relax and to dilate. This process, in turn, significantly improves the efficiency of our circulation throughout the entire body, and this most certainly includes the areas that are most vital for our capacity for arousal and for our sensitivity to touch. Why is this so incredibly important? It is important because the experience of desire is not just an emotional or a psychological event, it is profoundly physiological. It depends entirely on a healthy, steady, and reliable flow of blood to the pelvic region. Without that essential circulatory support, even the most loving and tender touch can feel distant, muted, or completely imperceptible. In John's particular case, I gently and encouragingly suggested that she begin the simple practice of adding a small handful of fresh red grapes to her morning routine. It was important that she consume them with the skin on, as that is where the vast majority of the beneficial resveratrol resides. Just 3 weeks later, she returned to my office, and I could see a palpable and beautiful spark in her eyes that had been absent before. "Something is different," she said with a radiant smile. "It is not like a sudden explosion of fireworks, but I feel awake again." That is precisely what good and healthy circulation can do for you. It does not force or artificially create sensation. It makes the experience of sensation possible once again. Red grapes also provide foundational support for your body's own natural production of nitric oxide, which is a key and essential compound that allows your blood vessels to open up and to efficiently deliver life, giving oxygen to precisely where it is needed most: your brain, your heart, your skin, and yes, your entire pelvic region. And unlike many synthetic treatments or pharmaceutical interventions, the beneficial compounds in red grapes work in beautiful and harmonious concert with your body, not against it. There are no sudden and jarring spikes in your system. There are no unwanted or debilitating side effects. Just a gentle, consistent, and completely natural form of support. If you have been personally struggling with a sense of low sensitivity or with the frustrating feeling that your body just is not responding in the way that it used to, I encourage you to try the simple act of adding a cup of fresh red grapes to your daily breakfast or your lunch. Please do not think of it as a fix, but rather as a foundational and loving act of self-care. Over the course of time, this one small and seemingly insignificant change can help to renew your precious blood flow, to enhance your body's natural responsiveness, and to gently and lovingly awaken your inner sense of confidence. Fruit paintui cherries for restorative sleep and hormonal rhythm. Now, while the benefits of red grapes for our circulation are truly incredible, the next fruit on our journey of rediscovery does something that is equally and profoundly vital. It works to gently calm your entire nervous system and to provide foundational support for your body's own natural and essential sleep rhythm. Why does this matter so much when it comes to the topic of intimacy? It matters because the state of deep and restful sleep is the very sacred space where our hormonal healing and rebalancing truly begins. Let us now talk about the magnificent cherry. I am not referring to the overly sweet, syrupy kind that you might find as a garnish in desserts, but rather to real, ripe, and deeply colored cherries, which are incredibly rich not only in their dark and beautiful color, but also in their deeper and more profound healing properties. I once had the privilege of working with a wonderful couple who had been married for over 40 years. The wife, with a palpable sense of sadness in her voice, shared with me, "We still love each other very much, but lately, I just feel so distant from myself." Her husband, sitting beside her and gently holding her hand, nodded in solemn agreement. "We are together," he added, "but something essential is missing. What they were both so eloquently describing was not just an emotional or relational issue. At its core, it was also profoundly biological. Cherries are exceptionally rich in a class of powerful antioxidant compounds that are known as anthocyanins. These natural substances work to effectively reduce the low-grade inflammation that can occur within our blood vessels, which in turn helps to improve our overall circulation. But they also contain a gentle yet incredibly potent powerhouse that most women completely and utterly overlook: the hormone melatonin. Melatonin is the very hormone that your body naturally and intelligently produces to guide you into a state of deep and truly restorative sleep. And it is within this state of deep sleep that your body has the opportunity to reset its levels of cortisol. As you may know, cortisol is your body's primary stress hormone. Persistently elevated levels of cortisol are one of the most significant and most frequently overlooked causes of low libido in post-menopausal women. According to the Mayo Clinic, the consequences of poor and insufficient sleep are far-reaching. It can lead to increased levels of stress, to unpredictable and often debilitating mood swings, and to a host of significant hormonal imbalances, all of which can serve to effectively dampen the delicate flame of intimacy. So, when a woman comes to me and tells me that she feels disconnected in the bedroom, one of my very first and most important questions is always, how are you sleeping? If your nights are consistently restless and your mornings are perpetually foggy, it is very likely that your body is stuck in a self-perpetuating and exhausting stress cycle. And that very cycle can effectively mute even the strongest and most heartfelt desire. That is precisely where the humble cherry can come in to offer its gentle and powerful support. I suggested to that dear couple that they begin the simple and enjoyable ritual of sharing a small bowl of cherries together before they went to bed each night. Just 1 month later, they came back to my office, still holding hands, but this time with a palpable and beautiful warmth and energy flowing between them. The wife shared with me, "I am not just sleeping better. I want to hold him again. I want to be close." That kind of profound and authentic change does not come from a sense of pressure or from a need for performance. It comes from the body finally and truly feeling safe again. If you have been feeling disconnected, not just from your partner, but more importantly, from yourself, I encourage you to consider adopting a simple and loving bedtime ritual: a small handful of tart cherries, either fresh or frozen. They work to gently and effectively help your nervous system to settle down from the day's many activities. They carefully and lovingly prepare your body for a deeper and more restorative quality of sleep. And they quietly and consistently support the crucial hormonal shifts that are responsible for bringing your inner spark back to life. These first two magnificent fruits, grapes and cherries, work together in a truly beautiful and synergistic harmony. The one helps to circulate a sense of vitality and of life force throughout your entire body. The other helps to restore the deep sense of peace and of internal balance that your body so desperately needs in order to feel receptive and open once again. But our journey of rediscovery does not end here, because once your body begins to effectively circulate and to truly rest, it is then time to gently and lovingly reignite your own unique and personal energy. The very kind of energy that fuels your focus, your passion, and that unmistakable and radiant feeling of being fully and completely alive. Fruit and 3, papaya for inner energy and adrenal support. Once your body begins to find its rhythm of rest and your circulation starts to flow with a newfound freedom and efficiency, the very next step in this beautiful process of renewal is to gently and lovingly stoke the fire that resides deep within you. That vibrant and seemingly boundless energy that you used to feel, the very kind of energy that made your mornings feel purposeful and that made the simple act of touch feel so much more meaningful, often seems to fade over time. This is not, I must emphasize, simply because of your age, but rather because your intricate and delicate hormonal systems can quietly and gradually lose their momentum. The wonderfully good news is that there are completely natural and gentle ways to invite that precious momentum back into your life. And one of the most deeply nourishing and effective tools that you can find in your own kitchen might just be the magnificent papaya. The papaya is so much more than just a beautiful and delicious tropical fruit. It is a true hormonal ally, and this is especially true for women who are navigating the profound and often challenging shifts that come with the journey of aging. Its bright, beautiful orange flesh is exceptionally rich in a trio of essential vitamins, vitamins A, C, and E. All three of these vitamins are absolutely crucial for providing foundational support to your adrenal glands. And your adrenal glands, while they may be small in size, are incredibly mighty in their function. They play an absolutely key and central role in the delicate and intricate process of balancing your levels of estrogen, of progesterone, and even of testosterone. Yes, it is a little-known fact that women do indeed produce testosterone too, and it is absolutely essential for maintaining a healthy libido, for sustaining your daily energy levels, and for preserving your mental clarity. I often think of a wonderful woman with whom I once worked, a lady named Frances, who was a retired school principal. She walked into my office one crisp and beautiful fall morning, her posture still as proud and as regal as ever, but her voice was a little bit softer and more subdued than I imagined was usual for her. "Jogger, Stones," she said to me, "I am doing everything right, I am eating a healthy diet, and I am walking on a daily basis. But I still feel as if I am constantly moving through a thick and heavy fog, like something deep inside of me has been switched off." What Frances was so eloquently and painfully experiencing was not just a simple case of fatigue. It was, in essence, a hormonal plateau. Her body was not broken in any way, shape, or form. It was simply and quietly asking for a different kind of support. And that is precisely where the wonderful papaya came into her life. We started out small. I suggested that she incorporate just half a cup of ripe papaya into her daily routine each morning, blended into a delicious and nourishing smoothie with a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt and a small pinch of cinnamon. There were no synthetic supplements involved, no restrictive crash diets, just simple, natural, and life-giving fuel. By the third week of this new routine, Frances returned to my office, and there was a completely different and more vibrant tone in her voice. "I feel like I am humming again," she said to me with a joyful and infectious laugh. I did not even realize how quiet and subdued I had become until my own daughter mentioned that she had heard me singing while I was doing the dishes. That gentle and beautiful return of spontaneous joy, that is not magic. That is pure and simple biology, gratefully and gracefully responding to deep and consistent nourishment. The papaya works its magic by gently easing any internal and systemic inflammation, by significantly improving the process of digestion, and by helping your body to more efficiently absorb the very nutrients that are so essential for supporting your entire endocrine system. When your gut is happy and healthy, your hormones have a much greater chance of stabilizing. And when your hormones are in a steady and harmonious state, you naturally begin to feel lighter, more focused, and more profoundly in tune with both yourself and your partner. What a great many women do not realize is that their digestive health is directly and inextricably tied to their sexual wellness. Chronic and persistent bloating, a general sense of gut discomfort, and the presence of low-grade inflammation all serve to interfere with your body's natural and delicate process of hormone production. That feeling of tension and discomfort does not just show up in your belly, it can also very easily and very often show up in the bedroom too, manifesting as a sense of deep fatigue, as a general lack of interest in intimacy, or even as a source of physical discomfort. The papaya, with its rich supply of digestive enzymes, helps to gently and effectively soften that internal tension. It helps you to digest your food better, to feel clearer in your mind, and to reawaken the gentle and beautiful flame of your desire. Not in a way that feels forced or artificial, but in a way that is completely natural and beautifully unhurried. If you have been waking up in the morning with a sense of low energy, if you have been feeling distant from your own emotions, or if you have been struggling to connect on a physical level, then the papaya is a truly wonderful and gentle place for you to begin your journey of renewal. I encourage you to add it to your breakfast. You can blend it with a source of high-quality protein. Let it become a beautiful and loving daily act of profound self-care. over the course of time. The difference that this one simple fruit can make in your life can be truly and deeply profound. Fruit Point 4 Fine cranberries for pelvic comfort and protection now. While the papaya works so wonderfully to restore our internal energy and our hormonal stability, a great many women also find themselves facing another hidden and often unspoken obstacle to true and fulfilling intimacy. This is something that does not get talked about nearly enough: the issue of pelvic discomfort and of persistent inflammation. For some women, this issue manifests as the frustrating and often painful experience of recurring urinary tract infections. For others, it shows up as a general sense of dryness, of irritation, or as that quiet and pervasive fear of pain that can make the very idea of intimacy feel more like a chore than a cherished choice. This next fruit has been a trusted and revered natural remedy for these very issues for many, many centuries, and now, modern and rigorous science is finally and definitively catching up to this ancient wisdom. Let us now talk about the magnificent and mighty cranberry. Cranberries are, for many people, most often associated with festive holiday meals. But in my professional opinion, they truly deserve a permanent and respected place in your daily and year-round routine, and this is especially true after the age of 60. That is because cranberries contain a unique and powerful class of natural plant compounds that are known as proanthocyanidins, or PAKes. These remarkable compounds possess the unique ability to help prevent harmful bacteria from adhering to the delicate walls of your urinary tract. This significantly and effectively reduces your risk of developing infections, and this is particularly true for infections that are caused by E. coli, which is the most common bacterial culprit in cases of post-menopausal UTIs. And beyond the crucial benefit of infection prevention, cranberries also offer something that is even more powerful and more profound for many women: a sense of pelvic comfort. I will always remember a dear patient of mine who was named Helen. She was 67 years old and had been happily married for over 40 years. She loved her husband dearly, but she had not been intimate with him in nearly a full year. Every single time we try, she said to me in a quiet and vulnerable voice, "I feel like I am just bracing myself for the pain. It is not that I do not want to be close to him. I just do not trust my own body anymore." It truly broke my heart to hear her say that, because Helen's experience was not at all rare. A great many women suffer in a profound and lonely silence, incorrectly assuming that this kind of discomfort is just something that they have to accept as a part of their lives. But I want to be very clear with you: pelvic pain is not an inevitable part of aging. Very often, it is a clear and direct sign of underlying inflammation, and that is something that cranberries are uniquely and powerfully suited to address. We started out with a very simple and manageable change in her diet. I suggested that she consume a small handful of unsweetened dried cranberries in the afternoon and a few ounces of pure, not from concentrate cranberry juice in the morning. Just 3 weeks later, Helen called me on the phone. Her voice was noticeably lighter and more filled with life. "I did not even realize how much tension I was holding in my body," she said. "But now, I am able to sleep through the entire night without that constant and nagging urge to urinate. And I am not afraid to be touched by my husband anymore." That kind of deep and profound healing does not just show up in the results of a lab test. It shows up in how you live your life, in how you love, and in how you are able to trust your own body once again. When your pelvic region is in a state of chronic inflammation, it can effectively block every single step of the beautiful and intricate process of intimacy, physically, emotionally, and even mentally. But when you are able to restore a state of balance, to reduce the underlying irritation, and to protect your delicate tissues, something truly beautiful and miraculous begins to happen. You begin to feel safer, more open, and more confident in your own skin. Cranberries offer that very kind of powerful protection, not just as a preventative tool, but also as a true and trusted healing ally. Their potent antioxidants provide foundational support for the health of your blood vessels. They help to maintain a healthy and balanced vaginal pH, and they work to reduce the kind of low-grade systemic inflammation that robs so many women of their daily comfort and their capacity for pleasure. So, If you have found yourself feeling hesitant around the idea of intimacy due to urinary discomfort or to persistent vaginal dryness, I wholeheartedly encourage you to give cranberries a chance. You can add them to your salads, or you can blend a little bit of the pure juice with some water. This is not about seeking quick and fleeting fixes. It is about lovingly and consistently laying the groundwork for a sense of deep connection and of unwavering confidence to grow within you once again. Fruit 0.5e pomegranate for full body vitality. Now, we have explored the crucial areas of circulation, of sleep, of hormonal balance, and of pelvic wellness. That in itself is an incredibly powerful and comprehensive foundation for renewed health. But we are not finished quite yet. Because there is one final and magnificent fruit that does not just simply support your intimacy, it has the power to supercharge it. It helps to clean your arteries from the inside out. It provides foundational support for healthy and optimal hormone activity, and it works to awaken a sense of full body vitality in a way that a great many women over the age of 60 had come to believe was gone for good. Once you have begun the beautiful and loving process of nurturing your circulation, of calming your nervous system, of fueling your hormones, and of protecting your pelvic foundation, something truly and utterly remarkable begins to happen. Your body starts to remember. It remembers how to feel, it remembers how to respond, and it remembers how to connect. But in order to fully and completely unlock that innate vitality, to move from a state of gentle awakening to one of steady and radiant energy, there is one more magnificent fruit that I encourage every single woman over the age of 60 to wholeheartedly and joyfully embrace: the pomegranate. Pomegranates are not just breathtakingly beautiful to look at, they are also biologically and profoundly powerful, and for postmenopausal women, they can be a quiet and unassuming game changer in their overall health and well-being. Let me introduce you to a wonderful woman named Diane. She is a 70-year-old retired civil engineer, incredibly sharp, deeply curious, and profoundly and lovingly devoted to her husband, Dr. Stones. She said to me during our very first visit together, "I do not want a short-term solution. I want to feel like myself again, not just okay, but truly and completely alive." Diane had already tried a course of low-dose hormone therapy. She had experimented with a variety of different creams and with a whole host of different supplements. Some of them had helped a little bit, but none of them had given her that deep, full body spark that she so deeply and desperately longed for. What she needed was not another superficial bandage, it was a form of deeper and more foundational nourishment. That is precisely where the magnificent pomegranate came into her life. Pomegranates are exceptionally rich in a class of plant-based antioxidants that are known as polyphenols. These powerful compounds have been shown to promote a greater sense of elasticity within our blood vessels and to help reduce the dangerous buildup of plaque within our arteries. This is absolutely crucial because the process of arousal for both men and women depends very heavily on a state of healthy and unimpeded blood flow. And the pelvic region, especially the clitoris, is made up of a network of highly intricate and delicate vascular structures that require strong and flexible arteries in order to function optimally. When your blood vessels are stiff or have become narrowed over time, even the deepest and most profound emotional closeness cannot overcome the very real and tangible physical barrier that has been created. But the pomegranate, with its potent and unique nutritional profile, helps to gently and effectively reopen those vital pathways. According to a significant body of research that has been published by the prestigious American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, the daily and consistent consumption of pure pomegranate juice can significantly and measurably improve our endothelial function. That is the fundamental ability of our arteries to properly and efficiently dilate and contract. This, in turn, serves to boost our body's own natural production of nitric oxide, the very same compound that helps to relax our blood vessels and to increase our circulation during the process of arousal. I had Diane begin the simple and enjoyable practice of drinking just half a cup of 100% pure pomegranate juice every single morning. It was important that it contained no added sugar and no other additives. Within just a few short weeks, She was not just noticing a significant improvement in the bedroom, she was also able to walk farther without feeling winded. She could climb the stairs in her home without losing her breath, and she was feeling noticeably sharper and more focused mentally. My body feels like it is cooperating with me again, she told me with a newfound sense of joy and of wonder. And at night, she added with a playful twinkle in her eye, let us just say that we are holding each other a little bit longer. What is especially and particularly fascinating is that the pomegranate may also provide foundational support for our natural hormone activity, even after menopause. While it certainly does not replace the hormones of estrogen or testosterone, it does contain a variety of unique plant compounds that can gently and effectively stimulate the body's own natural and innate pathways for both of these essential hormones. And yes, as we mentioned earlier, it is a crucial fact that women do indeed need a certain amount of testosterone in order to maintain a healthy libido and to sustain their daily energy levels. This is not about aggressively pushing your body in any way. It is about gently and lovingly inviting it back into a state of beautiful and harmonious balance. The pomegranate also provides significant support for the health of our skin, for the regulation of our mood, and even for maintaining our bone density, which makes it one of the most well-rounded and beneficial additions that you can possibly make to your daily wellness routine. And unlike a great many other health interventions, it is delicious, it is simple, and it is deeply and profoundly satisfying. If you are looking to restore your circulation, to provide support for your hormonal balance, and to add a beautiful touch of radiance to your mornings, I encourage you to try a few ounces of pure pomegranate juice with your breakfast. Or you can sprinkle the beautiful jewel-like seeds over a fresh salad or over a bowl of plain yogurt. Let it become a small and cherished daily ritual, a beautiful and powerful act of trust between you and your magnificent body, a daily rhythm of renewal and a final word of hope. So, we have now explored 5 magnificent and powerful fruits together. We have talked about red grapes to gently awaken your circulation. We have discussed cherries to help restore your rest and your hormonal rhythm. We have explored the power of papaya to reignite your inner energy. We have learned about cranberries to protect your precious pelvic health. And now, we have talked about the pomegranate to bring it all together through a sense of full body vitality. You might now be finding yourself wondering, do I really need to eat all 5 of these fruits every single day? Is there a perfect and rigid schedule that I must follow? Will I need to completely rearrange my entire kitchen just to feel better? Here is my honest and heartfelt answer to you: no. You absolutely do not need to overhaul your entire life. You do not need to strive for a state of unattainable perfection. What you do need is a gentle and sustainable rhythm, a simple and nourishing plan that fits seamlessly and joyfully into your own unique life, and that deeply and completely honors your body, right where it is today. Because true and lasting healing, especially at this particular stage of our lives, is not about chasing after extremes. It is about embracing a sense of consistency, and it is about practicing a deep and abiding sense of self-care. I have had the great privilege of working with women in their 60s, their 70s, and even their 80s, who had come to believe that they were completely past that stage of their lives. But with just a few simple and mindful choices, they found that their inner spark was indeed returning, not all at once in a brilliant flash, but gently, beautifully, and unmistakably. Let us now take everything that we have learned and translate it into a simple and sustainable daily rhythm, something that you can begin tomorrow, without any sense of stress or of overwhelm. Let us create a gentle and loving rhythm, a daily plan that gracefully invites each of these magnificent fruits into its own natural and appropriate place within your body's daily cycle. One that is easy to follow, that is flexible, and that is something you can begin today. In the morning, I suggest that you start your day with the beautiful and nourishing papaya. You can enjoy half a cup of the ripe fruit with a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt and a small dash of cinnamon. This wonderful combination serves to gently wake up your digestion, to provide foundational support for your adrenal function, and to give your body the essential vitamins that it needs to begin the important and intricate process of producing and of balancing your hormones. At mid-morning or at lunchtime, I encourage you to reach for a small and delightful handful of fresh red grapes. Please remember that the skin of the grapes contains the powerful compound resveratrol, which works to improve your blood flow, to sharpen your mental clarity, and to set the stage for a more responsive and efficient state of circulation throughout your entire body for the rest of the day. It is not just good for your heart, it is good for your sense of connection, for the health and radiance of your skin, and for your inner sense of confidence. In the afternoon, you can add some unsweetened dried cranberries to a fresh salad, to a bowl of nuts, or you can simply and joyfully enjoy a small portion of them on their own. These wonderful little berries help to reduce systemic inflammation, they work to protect your delicate urinary tract, and they provide essential support for your vaginal and your pelvic health, quietly and effectively restoring a sense of comfort and reducing the fears that so often hold women back from the beautiful experience of intimacy. In the early evening or just before your dinner, you can enjoy 4 to 6 ounces of pure and delicious pomegranate juice. Please be sure that it is not a blend or a concentrate, but just the real and unadulterated thing. This magnificent juice provides powerful support for your blood vessels, it helps to improve the elasticity of your arteries, and it helps your body to stay energized and vibrant without any kind of artificial stimulation or any unwanted blood sugar spikes. And just 1 hour before you go to bed, I suggest that you finish your day with a small and comforting bowl of dark cherries. They can be either fresh or frozen. Both forms work wonderfully. They help your nervous system to gently and effectively settle down from the day's many activities. They promote your body's own natural production of the sleep hormone melatonin, and they significantly improve the quality of your sleep so that your hormones can have the opportunity to reset themselves overnight and your body can experience a state of true and deep rest. That is it. There is no complicated tracking involved, and no special or expensive equipment is required. There are just 5 magnificent and powerful fruits, all working in a beautiful and harmonious synergy with your body's own natural and intelligent rhythm. And if even this simple plan still feels like too much for you to remember at first, let me make it even easier for you by suggesting that you combine them. One of my dear patients, a wonderful woman named Catherine, who was a 74-year-old widow and was just re-entering the dating world, came to me feeling both nervous and hopeful. "I want to feel ready," she said to me, "but I really need something simple." So, we worked together to build a simple and enjoyable routine that she could easily stick with. Each and every morning, she now blends half a cup of fresh papaya with just a splash of pure pomegranate juice, a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt, and a small pinch of cinnamon. That one single and delicious smoothie provides her with a sustained source of energy, it supports her delicate hormones, and it kickstarts her day with a profound sense of vitality. At lunchtime, she now sprinkles some fresh red grapes and some unsweetened dried cranberries into her daily salad. And at night, she indulges in a small and comforting bowl of frozen cherries, which she sometimes tops with just a few shavings of high-quality dark chocolate. These wonderful combinations are not just convenient, they are also incredibly powerful. When they are used together in this way, the unique and potent nutrients that are contained within these magnificent fruits serve to amplify one another, providing foundational and unwavering support for your blood flow, for your hormone production, for your nerve sensitivity, and for your overall emotional wellness, in ways that isolated and synthetic treatments simply cannot. But here is the part of this story that I love the most. Catherine began to smile more. She told me, "I feel like I am back in a beautiful and loving conversation with my own body again. I am not avoiding the mirror anymore. I am not avoiding touch. I feel like me." That is precisely what happens when our food becomes a form of deep and profound healing, when our nourishment becomes a cherished and consistent habit, and when the small and simple changes that we practice with a sense of unwavering care and of loving intention lead to a deep and lasting transformation. You do not need to be perfect. You do not have to hit every single one of these fruits every single day. But when you begin to treat your own magnificent body as being truly and completely worthy of your care, your body will, in turn, begin to respond. This is not about controlling your health, it is about partnering with it, about lovingly and patiently listening to what your body is so quietly and persistently asking for, and about having the courage and the self-love to say yes to its needs, both gently and consistently. And that brings me to the final and perhaps most important and fundamental part of this entire conversation. Because so often, when we look beneath the surface of our physical symptoms, of our fears, and of our limiting beliefs, what we often find at the very core is fear. It is the fear of disappointment, it is the fear of pain, or it is the fear of trying and not feeling anything at all. I want you to know, with every ounce of my being, that those fears are completely and totally valid. But they absolutely do not have to be final. Your blood vessels still have the magnificent capacity to respond to your loving care. Your nervous system still has the ability to calm itself with the gift of deep and restorative sleep. Your hormones still have the intelligence to shift and to rebalance themselves with the right kind of nourishment. And your spirit still deeply and profoundly longs for connection. Not just with others, but most importantly, with yourself. Every single grape that you eat is a beautiful and powerful reminder that your magnificent body deserves a state of vibrant and life-giving circulation. Every single cherry is a gentle and loving invitation for you to truly and deeply rest. Every single slice of papaya says to you, you deserve to have a boundless supply of energy. Every single cranberry works diligently to fight for and to protect your precious comfort. And every single sip of pomegranate juice serves as a beautiful and powerful reminder to you that there is still so much magnificent and vibrant life that resides deep within you. If you have spent many decades of your life tirelessly and selflessly caring for others, your children, your spouse, your aging parents, then perhaps now is the perfect and most beautiful time for you to offer that very same kind of tender and loving care back to yourself. This is not because you are broken or because you are in need of fixing, but because you so deeply and completely deserve to feel whole, to feel vibrant, and to feel cherished in your own beautiful skin. So, tonight, I invite you to look in your fridge, to open your pantry, and to ask yourself, what is one small and loving step that I can take today to say yes to me? Maybe it is just a simple and beautiful bowl of fruit. Maybe it is a peaceful and restorative walk in nature. Maybe it is simply and powerfully not brushing off that quiet and persistent inner voice that so often says, I miss feeling alive. Whatever it is for you, I encourage you to please start there. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not finished. You are just beginning a brand new and magnificent season, one that is filled with wisdom, with softness, with strength, and with the beautiful and profound rediscovery of what it truly means to come home to yourself. If this message has spoken to you in some way, I would be so deeply honored to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these 5 magnificent fruits will you try first? And if you know a sister, a friend, or someone else in your life who is quietly and painfully wondering if their own inner spark is gone, please share this message with them. Remind them that it is not. And if you have not already, please subscribe to Elderare Wellness for more grounded, compassionate, and science-backed health guidance that is made just for women like you. Until we meet again, I am Dr. Lily Stones, and I want you to know with all of my heart that it is never, ever too late to feel like you again.